Ibowan. Today we have here very interesting person. So I was in his presentation. He did a wonderful presentation in Vajrayana International Vajrayana Conference. So he is Dr. Nida. He's from Tibet. Now in Rome, right?
Yes.
Because he says every road leads to Rome.
Yeah,
so because
from Tibet.
you are from Tibet. Yes. Okay. So my question is based on your paper, and so in Vajrayana Buddhism, so there is this concept chakras and tantras.
Mm-hmm.
So can you briefly describe?
So Tantra actually it means a system. The easiest way to understand is systematic education. That means Tantra. So we can understand Tantra, in our ordinary life, right? So Tantra about lifestyle, Tantra about sleep, like we call it sleep yoga, sleep meditation. And then also Tantra about food and drink, we call it Gana Puja, right? So Tantra is actually systematic education. It's related to everything, part of ourselves. And that's why in the West, when we use the word of Tantra is equal to sex. Right? Have you heard about that?
No, I'm hearing from
Western culture,
yes.
yeah. But that's also not bad idea,
Yeah.
because they say, tantric massage, tantric sex, so everybody loves it, right? But then that brings also misunderstanding about Tantra. They think Tantra is only about sex.
But in Tantra,
sex is an important part of our life, right?
Yes.
But we cannot have sex for 24 hours. Do you understand? Our life is not only about sex. But sex is a part of our life. That's why in Buddhism, especially Vajrayana Buddhism, we don't ignore it. So because Tantra means to embodiment of every aspect of our life and try to understand it better. And then in Tantra we talk about how to really understand ourselves, right? We are all created by 5 elements, and then because of the combination of 5 elements and also every individuals, we have karma, our own elements, and our own mentalities and personalities and characters. We're all humans, but we're all different too, right? So therefore, Tantra actually is to see as a psychology, or the self-understanding. It's to try to understand our own system. Then we use chakras. So chakras are our psychophysical dimensions of our body, right? So for example, modern medicine, they say, okay, the brain is a very important inner organ, When we experience pain, pleasure, suffering, joy, all these human experiences are coming from brain. So then in the tantric system, we talk about head chakra. There is a chakra, it's called the head chakra. In Sanskrit, it's called the Mahasukha. It means the great bliss. Actually, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Because our head can experience happiness and our head can experience unhappiness. But then in the modern psychology, we don't know how to access the joy part, the pleasure part, the happiness part. So then they create about the study with psychology, the study with neurology, and actually the goal of science is very, very altruistic, very important, because science want to find the reasons and want to help public, right? But they're not there yet. So ancient time and tantric system is the same. It's like a kind of very systematic, scientific kind of tradition. That's why they try to understand. And they said, our brain can generate pain or suffering, but not together.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced like pain and pleasure together? Very difficult. When our brain is experiencing suffering or pain, that's it. Our brain is experiencing pain and suffering. But then when our brain is experiencing the joy and the bliss, then we are experiencing joy and the bliss, right? So that's everything's happening in the head.
Yeah.
And so tantric focus is the nature of a human mind is happiness and joy, great bliss. So we don't focus too much on the suffering. If we focus too much on the suffering, we experience suffering, but nobody likes it. But if we do the opposite, we focus more on the joy and the bliss, so we can experience more of that. So therefore, the location is very important. We have head chakra, And then throat chakra is called chakra of enjoyment. That is about the speech, singing, communication, and this is also very important, right? Because like now we are talking, I express my ideas, my thoughts. And so when we communicate to each other, there's a harmony, there's a balance. So all of this kind of verbal communication is connected with throat chakra. And then we have the heart chakra. So it's talking about how our heart is functioning, feelings and emotions, they are how connected with heart. And the navel chakra actually is called the chakra of reincarnation, right? We are all reincarnated from our navel.
Exactly. Yes.
And from there we receive the blood flow of our mom.
Yeah.
And then that blood flow of our mom has all nutrients. And then so, that our body can develop and grow there, right? And then the base chakra, this is called the maintaining the balance. And then in this case, the chakra actually is talking all about our internal balance and harmony. We need to find this internal balance and harmony within ourselves. But we have to find that with body and with mind together.
Now, so when we talk about like enlightenment and in the Tantra, so is there any so I have heard, so then tantric sexuality, so can it lead to enlightenment?
Of course. Do you know what in your body happens during the orgasm? Do you know? You experience this very powerful joy, right? You experience this very powerful joy, right? What physiological change is happening, we don't know. So at that moment, we can, in a simple way, we can say, if we know how to use that energy, if we know how to control or manipulate that energy is a very powerful energy, right? That moment when you experience the orgasm, your brain is releasing so many powerful hormones, serotonin, oxytocin, right? And then so our body or mind is experiencing very powerful, like altered state, like a blissful state. So in a way we can say everything is about the chemical reaction too. Our physical body, traditionally we say it's made of 5 elements. But according to modern science, we say we are made of chemicals, right? So if we talk about chemicals, we always have to talk about chemical reactions. So chemical reactions can be changed when you mix chemicals, when you heat them up, there are reactions, when you cool them down, different reactions, right? So that's a similar way, when you meditate, you cool down all chemicals and energy, mind, then you can enter in the shamatha. Once your mind is in the shamatha state and then vipassana, and then you reach the state of arahat or Buddhahood or whatever, right? So tantric way is similar, but tantra system is more medical. We talk about physical substances. We talk about chakras and energy, and there are some energies can be transformed. Once energy is transformed, our mind is transformed. The suffering transforming into the great bliss.
Exactly. Now, Dr. Nida, you are using these ancient teachings to make people heal. So you heal people.
Yes.
So you are a doctor.
Yeah.
So you are working for their well-being.
Yes.
So how can they help?
Yeah, the health is very important. In the Tantra we talk about diet and lifestyle. Those diet and lifestyle, they're very essential for our health, right? If we talk today's number 1 and number 2 killers, one is cardiovascular disease, one is oncology, cancer. Both of them, they are caused by very bad diet, food and drink, and bad lifestyle, right? So in this case, in Tantra, we talk, especially Kriya Tantra, we talk a lot about diet and lifestyle. And then also today, for example, so many people mentally sick, depression, anxiety, there are so many
things, yes.
mentally sick.
Yeah.
But the problem is they don't know how to deal with their mind and emotions, right? Because the human mind is very complex, relationships very chaotic, and then we don't know what is happening with ourselves. So that's why actually Tantra explains in a very nice way how to deal with ourselves, how to understand ourselves. If I understand myself, if I know something wrong with me, so the next question is how to rebalance it. So then if I know that's working, I can heal myself, I can balance myself physically, mentally, energetically, then maybe I can tell you, I can share my experiences and method with you, and then you can help yourself too, right? So that's why traditionally in most of the tantric healings are self-healing.
Exactly. So now, Dr. Nida, yes, you have done some publications, right? And I think our audience, our viewers, they can have you done some videos on YouTube?
Videos, not yet, maybe it will come, but my book is called the Tibetan Self-Healing Yoga.
Tibetan Self-Healing Yoga.
Yeah, Nejang, Self-Healing Yoga. So that's actually, it's a very practical and very easy yoga. Anyone can do it, including elderly people, sick people. So also you don't need the special instructions.
Exactly.
You just read the book and very simple exercises.
Exactly. So then our audience, our viewers, they can find this book. Is there any way to find this book on Google?
Yes.
Okay. So we can publish a link below, so you can click the link and see whether you can read the book, so it will help your well-being.
Yeah.
So thank you.
And about Tantra, there is my book is called the Yoga of Bliss.
Okay, so there's another one who's Yoga of Bliss.
Yoga of Bliss.
Yes, Yoga of Bliss, which will be very interesting. So thank you, Dr. Nida, for coming here, and we wish you all the best and happiness in the years to come.